So I got some big news for my fellow Miami Heat fans. Sounds like we're getting Kyle Lowry in a sign trade for 3 years. Don't know exactly what's going to Toronto yet, but I'm guessing Precious Achiuwa is going to go. I'm guessing Goran Dragic because we picked up his team option. Just unfortunate because I really like Dragic. Based on everything he's done for Miami, he was an all-star here. Battling the way he did just try to play through injuries in that run to the finals. It's 2 seasons ago now. So Dragic, it's sad that he's probably going to go in this trade, but you know, it's for Kyle Lowry, guy who's, I think he's 35 already. He's going to sign a 3-year deal with us via the sign and trade. It doesn't sound like there's any team options, so it's going to be 3 years, no team options, which is kind of weird. Because I know it's what Lowry wanted year-wise, but it's also puts Miami in a difficult situation. He's going to be 38, 39 by the end of that deal. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Jimmy Butler is going to sign a max extension. 4 years on that max extension, so we're going to get him locked in long-term here, which is good. You know, hopefully him and Lowry can both stay healthy because I know they're both kind of on the older side in terms of stars at this point in their careers. So we'll see how that plays out. But hopefully, I mean, even if it's just good for 2 years, if we get 2 good years out of this, 2 deep playoff runs out of it, it's probably worth it. So hopefully things keep rolling out. We know Jimmy Butler's locked in long-term, which is what we expected. With the way he's been able to bond with Bam Adebayo and some of the other guys down there in Miami and the Pat Riley mentality. So things are going good. Duncan Robinson coming back on a 5-year, $90 million deal. I love Duncan Robinson, don't get me wrong. One of, if not the best 3-point shooters in the NBA right now. Considering he's getting $18 million a year. He's not tremendous on defense. He's more of just if I had to say he does one thing at an elite level, which he does one thing at an elite level, is shoot threes, which is arguably the most important thing in the modern NBA, but at the same time, it's still just one thing. So $18 million for Duncan Robinson per year is a little excessive. I know it's 4 years and that team option at the end, I believe. So we'll see how it plays out. You know, I think it's the highest, he said the highest or largest contract for an undrafted free agent, or former undrafted free agent in NBA history, so good for him. He's definitely earned it with all the work he's put in. Like I said, arguably probably one of the top 5 3-point shooters in the NBA today. So skilled at that. So I'm glad we got him back. I think it sounds like we're keeping Tyler Hero. We're not sending him to Toronto, which is also something I really appreciate because I think he's going to rebound after what was a bad sophomore year. So we got Robinson, we got Hero. Butler's locked in long term. Kyle Lowry's coming here on a 3-year deal. Bam's still around. I feel very comfortable with this team right now. We don't have Andre Iguodala anymore, which is fine with me because he wasn't playing that well anyways. We're losing a lot of guys, cutting some guys who just were not playing well last year. A bunch of veteran guys who were not ring chasing because we weren't like we were betting favorites to go and win a championship last year, but there were guys on our team last year who were older veteran players who obviously could not produce on both ends of the court anymore. I don't think that's the case at this point. Now we got a guy like Kyle Lowry in here, replacing Goran Dragic, who again, another guy who I have a lot of respect for. I don't know how much better Lowry is going to be than Dragic was for us, but you know, if it's about the same, I'll take it. Even so, you know, I'll still take it. I think Lowry gives you a little bit more defensively, even though he's not a great defender. He just hustles. He gets a lot of charges. He's just a very smart, charismatic player who I think is going to be a joy to work with, and joy to have on the team. So we got Kyle Lowry, we got Jimmy Butler. I think Lowry, hopefully, maybe he'll be able to attract some other guys as well to the team, if we have any money left, that is. But Lowry, Butler, I like the Butler extension because we need to keep him around. You know, we need him. He's still, even if Miami values Bam as the top guy on this team, which arguably he could be, because considering you have to take into account they're probably projecting development, that he's going to be able to shoot mid-range and shoot threes at a higher percentage and shoot them well at some point in his career. You know, hasn't necessarily gotten to that point yet. Versus Butler, who I already know is kind of a finished product at this point, not a good 3-point shooter. Even though he can hit clutch threes when he needs to, but certainly not a guy who's going to be a high-volume 3-point shooter. So the Miami Heat might value Bam as the top dog in this conversation, but let's be honest, I think Jimmy Butler is clearly the top dog. I think it's really got to be Butler because he's going to be the one who's going to score more generally. He's more versatile. No, he's not necessarily more versatile defensively. Bam's really good for his size, being able to cover guys on the perimeter, be able to move well. Bam can also facilitate well for guys size row center. But Butler, to me, Butler is still the top dog to me. I just think it's pretty clear-cut in that sense. Maybe it's not to most people, but to me it is. So I'm glad we're keeping him around long-term. Again, the only concern for me in this situation would be how old Butler and Lowry are going to be when they're at the end of these deals. You know, that's the big exclamation mark to me, I guess you could say. The big warning sign is like, look, eventually we're going to hit a point in this whole scenario where it's going to be like at the end of, well, I don't want to say it's at the end of the Dwayne Wade era, but something around that time when it was really just, you know, it was a goodbye run to Dwayne Wade towards the end there. You know, there was no chance we were going to go out there and going to compete for a title towards the end of Dwayne Wade's career when he was with Miami. That just was not going to happen. But, you know, I feel like if we get, like I said, we get 2 years out of this thing, 2 years out of these guys playing at a high level, playing at an all-star level, we got Lowry playing like a top 30 player, you got Butler playing like a top 20 guy, Bam playing like a borderline top 20 guy, hopefully guaranteed top 20 guy by the end of those 2 years. Where you can just get that out of these guys, 2 deep playoff runs, and this whole thing will be worth it. Obviously, the championship's the ultimate goal. Those don't come around very often for most teams at this point, but we'll see how it goes. I'm very excited, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun having Lowry in the team. Good to know we've got some guys like Robinson and Butler locked up long-term now. And I'm excited for the NBA to come back. And, you know, we still have a lot of free agency left for us. I'm just excited to see the team starting to take shape, and I can't wait for the new year.